We're eager to hear about all the great things happening in our new construction project.
Great. Well, thank you for having me. Appreciate it. So in our schedule, we are on track. We're approaching the end of our construction documents phase and in the next couple of months, and then prepping the documents to go out to bid. We're also in the process of our general contractor pre-qualification. And then as we've been planning, we'll be going out to bid in January of 2026. From a design schedule standpoint, as you can see, we're getting towards the tail end of construction documents, so we're finalizing some coordination with engineers, finalizing coordination with the village, getting into more granular conversations around the construction phasing, finalizing all of our products, and like I said, we'll be prepping that bid package to go out right away in January of 26. Our staff engagement has slowed down because we are essentially done with design and really in the throes of the documentation. So much of our staff engagement has wrapped up as we're in the ends of the construction document phase. We did meet recently, I think it was the week after the last board update in late September, with the district admin, principals, and other building leaders to discuss bollards, planters, and other options for potential additional safety measures at all the buildings. So that was a productive conversation. And we've also continued engagement with Paul Christensen and middle school leadership, along with the district team, as we finalize the renovation scope for the smaller middle school projects. Specific to the primary center, we just hit our 75% construction document benchmark. So that's really more of an internal coordination and progress benchmark. It's a set of documents that we provide to the district team as well for review and feedback. But as you can see from these two examples, compared to the color-coded conceptual plans that we started with back in early 2025, we've got a ton more detail on the floor plans, and then we've gotten into the weeds on the details for how the building will be put together as well. So we're on track from a construction document standpoint, like I mentioned when we look at the schedule. We're also getting through the general contractor pre-qualification process. So we issued an RFQ for those qualifications on September 23rd. It was sent out to a list of contractors that we had collectively identified with the district team, and it was also advertised publicly. So we had some additional interest through that process as well. The statement of qualifications from interested general contractors were due on October 21st. We had 11 that were interested, and we sent the RFQ to, and we received 9 submittals back, which is great. And you can see some screenshots of the RFQ document there on the right. And those submitted statements of qualifications are under review by the Building, Grounds, and Transportation Committee. So they met a little earlier and are continuing to do their due diligence. And once the list of pre-qualified general contractors is established, we will include that list in our specifications when we issue them for bid, so that interested subcontractors, project vendors, and others that are interested in bidding to the general contractors will know who those pre-qualified companies are. We've also continued to engage with the Village of Mount Horeb. So actually this evening there was a Public Works Committee meeting on which we had a petition for variance submittal on the agenda. That variance was related to driveway width. So because the primary center property is currently zoned residential, as all your school buildings are, and under a conditional use permit, the residential zoning limits driveway width to 24 feet. Because we are looking to accommodate our bus traffic going in and out of our new bus drop-off lane, we submitted a petition for variance to be able to widen that driveway to 32 feet to provide better turning radius and access for the buses. So that was on the agenda for this evening, and our civil engineer was in attendance to support that effort. With relation to the Plan Commission, we presented preliminarily to both the Historic Preservation Commission and Plan Commission on July 23rd. We've submitted our formal submittal for the design review, conditional use permit, and certified survey map process. That certified survey map was something that the village had requested to combine the current primary center and ELC sites into a single property as part of this project. So all of that is underway and will be on the Plan Commission agenda on November 19th for all of those submittals. We've also met with the village staff a few different times to have conversations regarding different aspects of the final site design. We've also been coordinating with multiple village departments, the village administrator, the planning department, public safety, a number of entities specifically regarding the phased construction and some of the different temporary conditions that we'll be working through during that time period, specifically looking at making sure we have a good solution for student pickup and drop off in our interim scenario during construction, looking at options for accommodating staff parking, and multiple pathways to the building and around the site for safety. So those conversations are ongoing, but the village has been a good partner through all of this in helping to come up with options and facilitate those conversations. And we appreciate that, and we'll continue to coordinate with them as we finalize what those solutions are. Hopefully you've seen the October progress report that went out. Exciting to share some additional renderings with the community of the primary center project. Those are always the most fun things, I think, as community members, to see the 3D images of what the finished project will look like. We look forward to sharing more in subsequent progress reports. As we wrap up, next steps, our construction document phase is continuing through December. We're wrapping up the detailing of the construction and spaces like you saw on the examples there earlier in the presentation. Excuse me. We're further defining the construction phasing, like I mentioned, so that's something that we will include in our construction documents and specifications to identify the phasing that we've agreed upon with the district team and in coordination with Principal Johnson, so that the bidders know the expectations for when different portions of the project can be constructed. And we'll define that through both drawings and verbal, or I should say written schedules within those bid documents. We're continuing to engage with engineers and consultants, and this is really when they get into the weeds of their work, once the design is done and they can finalize the engineering, and we can coordinate all of that together. And then we're finalizing the project specifications. So those define things like the specific products and manufacturers that are acceptable for different aspects of the project, define the finishes and things that have been selected over the course of design. And they also define the quality, warranty, and other types of expectations for all the different aspects of the project, as well as define the instructions for the bidders and all the bidding information, the schedule, like I mentioned, and all the different aspects of the project as we move forward.